Good evening and welcome to the news on Flip. I'm Christian Chuku. Let's take a look at the headlines. Soludo declares Anambra safe, calls Simon Ekpa a criminal. As the IGP recommends suspension of Drambi over death of lawyer Raheem. 2023 Atiku will win at first ballot PDP campaign office. As Ondo community cry for help as killer headers cause mayhem. And lastly, Raheem, Lagos Council renames street after lawyer. Let's take a look at the news in detail. The governor of Anambra State, Dr. Charles Soludo, has declared the state free from the activities of criminals that was evident when he took over as governor 9 months ago. In his address to the state, he thanked the law-abiding indigents of the state for their cooperation in the fight against insecurity. He said Simon Ekpa, a criminal based in Finland, had tried to distort the progress of the state through a 5-day sit-at-home, but was discouraged by Anambrans. Soludo some weeks ago was under fire for his comments on the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. He said the former Anambra governor was aware he was wasting his time. So let's take a look at this video.
More productive, blessed new year for Anambra. 9 months ago, we took the oath of office to serve in the Anambra and to begin the journey towards the livable and prosperous homeland that we promised our people. Our first key agenda item of the 5 major buckets of our agenda happen to relate to security, law, and order. And this is the aspect of it that I want to specifically talk about this morning. And to say to our people that 9 months on, the difference between where we were as at the day 17th day of March and where we are today in terms of security, law, and order seems to be like the difference between day and night. On the 17th of March, 8 local governments were basically under siege, totally taken over by the criminals and hoodlums. In various camps where they've taken over in these local governments. We couldn't even campaign in any of those local governments. But by the grace of God, I think today, those local governments have been liberated. And security, law, and order seem to be returning to Anambra very largely. All the camps that were taken out from there. Say something. I commend our youths who are taking the destiny of this state in their hands. Women, men who were defying all the criminals and so on. 2 weeks ago, one criminal in far away Finland also declared 5 days sit at home. But Anambra people defy that. I think not one single day was observed indoors. Thousands of our people return for Christmas. And that's why the streets are all busy. The usual traffic jams all over the place. But I also want to commend our special forces, task forces that we set up to ensure free flow of traffic. And I understand that in recent decades or so, this is the Christmas that you have the freest in terms of traffic flow in Anambra. I saw the videos of the head bridge and the traffic flow there. People were manning the place 24/7.
Okay, moving on. We look at the IGP Usman Baba, the Inspector General of Police, has recommended the suspension of Drambi Vandi, the officer arrested over the killing of Bolanle Raheem. Raheem, a lawyer, was shot dead in an incident involving the police officer on the 25th of December, Sunday. The lawyer was said to be pregnant with twins at the time of her death. In a statement on Wednesday, Muyiwa Adejobi, spokesperson of the Nigerian Police Force, said the suspension is in line with the internal disciplinary measures of the Nigerian Police Force. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Akali Baba, has recommended the immediate suspension of Assistant Superintendent of Police Drambi Vandi, the officer attached to the Ajah Divisional Headquarters of the Lagos State Police Command, responsible for the shooting and killing of Barrister Bolanle Raheem while waiting For the detailed report on the incident, the statement reads, the IGP noted that the recommendation for the suspension of the officer is in line with the internal disciplinary processes of the force. A look at PDP. The Atiku Abubakar Presidential Campaign Organization on Tuesday insisted that despite the position of pollsters, the People's Democratic Party Presidential Standard Bearer and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar will win next year's election at the first ballot. This is against the latest poll released by a national newspaper, which suggested that the February poll may go into a runoff. However, a statement is issued by Kola Ologbodiyan, who is the spokesperson of the Atiku Abubakar Campaign Council, declared that the former Abubakar will sweep the 2023 presidential election at the ballot. The campaign organization maintained that with Atiku's overwhelming support by Nigerians across the board, the outcome of the presidential election, in which he will emerge victorious on February 25th, will shock pollsters. It is incontrovertible that Atiku will win the majority of lawful votes across the country and garner the constitutionally required 25% of votes in more than 24 states of the federation, he said. Over to Ondo community, suspected killer herdsmen have allegedly invaded Ijagba, Imoru and Arimogija communities in a local government area of Ondo, reportedly destroying farms while kidnapping residents for ransom. The people of the communities have raised alarm over the development, saying the community farmlands have been invaded by the suspected herdsmen who have been tormenting the people of the area. It was gathered that some indigents of the area who visited the towns for the celebrations of Christmas and New Year have hurriedly returned to their base. A source in the town, identified as Ibrahim, disclosed that the hoodlums, after driving farmers from their farms, have been visiting various homes and kidnappings for ransom. He said, "Save our soul" messages have been sent to the state government and alleging that the marauders have been terrorizing the communities for over 2 weeks, killing, maiming, and destroying properties worth millions of naira. Over to Raheem. The chairman of East Local Council Development Area, John Campos, has directed the naming of a street in the area after the slain 41-year-old lawyer Bolanle Raheem. Campos made this known during a visit to the family of the deceased lawyer on Wednesday. The husband of the deceased lawyer, Mr. Gbenga Raheem, while speaking to sympathizers, appealed for calm, saying nothing could bring back his wife. The late Raheem was shot by a cab on Christmas Day while trying to make a U-turn at the Ajah Bridge. She was a graduate of the Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agoiwoye, Ogun State. She was the chief executive officer of Croston Homes and co-founder City Building, a real estate and property development company. The deceased was 7 months pregnant when the tragedy struck. With that, we have come to the end of the news on Flip. I am Christian Chiku. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.